Good. Perfect. Okay. So we're going to start feet together. And then just checking we are. Yeah, turning toes out, followed by heels. So just looking down at your feet, making sure they're tracking straight and parallel to each other. Soft through the knees, hips facing forward, shoulders round and down and ears over the shoulders. Placing the hands on the hips, and we're just going to rock that pelvis forward and back. So sloshing the water out the back and out the front. And then finding the halfway point between the two, nice neutral spine position. Placing the hands over the rib cage, drawing the shoulders down the back. Nice deep breath in through the nose, feel the rib cage expanding and out through the mouth. One more time, deep breath in through the nose, drawing the shoulders down the back and out through the mouth. We're going to imagine that belt around the waist, drawing the sides towards each other, belly button back towards the spine, and at the same time feel those pelvic floor muscles like a lift coming up. 1, 2, 3. So tightness through the whole abdominal core region, but you can keep with that deep lateral breathing. So relaxing the arms down by your side. We're going to start with those heel lifts. So we're lifting one heel and then the other. Obviously the focus is on those ankle joints. This is really good for strengthening up those ankle joints. So make sure they keep tracking straight. On the in-breath, we're going to float the arms out to the side, draw the shoulders down the back as we reach the arms up to the ceiling. On the out-breath, push the air away as we bring the arms back down. Good. One more time, floating them out to the side, drawing the shoulders down the back. On the out-breath, push the air away as we bring them back down. We're going to bring the arms straight out in front of you, up to the ceiling, draw the shoulders down, sweep the arms back, don't force it though, and round. Good. One more time, forward, up to the ceiling, sweep them back, draw those shoulder blades together slightly, and we're changing direction, so bring the arms back, up to the ceiling, and push the air away in front. Good. One more time. Sweep them back up to the ceiling and pushing the air away in the front. Good. Bring the arms out to the side. We're going to take the hands onto the fingertips on the shoulders, elbows out at shoulder height. We're going to start with rolling those arms forward. Nice big circles there, taking those shoulder joints through their full range of movement. One more time, forward, and we're going to reverse up to the ears, over the mountain, and down the other side, really squeezing those shoulder blades together at the back. One more time, we're going to center those elbows, come to standing still, knees are soft, push that left hip forward, and we're going to turn to the left, looking at the back of the room. We're not forcing it, just gentle stretch through that spine. In breath to center. Now remember, you want those hips squared, so don't let those hips come with you. They stay facing the front as we turn to the right, looking at the back of the room. And in breath to center. One more time to each side. Push that left hip forward. Don't let that left hip come with you. As we turn to the back and center. Good. Push that right hip forward. Turn to the right, looking at the back of the room. And center back up. Reach the arms out in front of you. Interlock the fingers. Turn them inside out, and we're taking them up to the ceiling, drawing the shoulders down the back. We're going over to the right side, so into the right bend, keeping those knees soft so we're not pulling on the back. In breath to center and over into the left side bend. Reach that right arm away from you. And in breath to center, we're going to do one more time to each side, over to the right, but this time let that left hip slide out. Good. If you feel it pulling on your back, then keep those hips centered. Over to the left, and we're pushing that right hip out. Good. And center back up again. Palms facing away from you. And fingers apart. So we're going to bring the arms down. As we bring the arms back, we're going to turn and look over the right shoulder. We're going to reach those arms back and squeeze those shoulder blades together. In breath to center the head, arms up to the ceiling. On the out breath, we're going to push the arms down, turn and look over the left shoulder as you push those arms back and squeeze those shoulder blades together. Good. One more time to each side. In breath, arms to the ceiling. On the out breath, turning to the right. Push the hands back, squeeze the shoulder blades together. In breath to center. On the out breath, push the air away. Turn and look over the left shoulder. And now we're going to interlock the hands, center the head, turn the hands inside out, squeeze those shoulder blades together, and then lift those hands up away from the glute. So you're not rolling forward, really squeezing those shoulder blades, trying to get them to touch behind you, opening up through that chest. Good, relax the hands down onto the glutes now, but keep them interlocked. And we're going to drop left ear to left shoulder. Draw that right shoulder down the back. And then we're going to go chin to chest and very slowly rubbing that chin along the chest. Again, try not to tip forward. Ending up with right ear over right shoulder. Good, one more time. Chin to the chest, take your time with this, really stretching out through that neck, ending up with left ear over left shoulder, center the head back up, give those shoulders a good roll and loosen off, brilliant. So we're coming into the roll down, so on the in breath, scooping the belly button to spine, knees are soft, on the out breath, chin to chest, and we're slowly peeling the vertebra off the imaginary wall behind you. Arms hanging, head hanging. Let the crown of the head weight you down towards your toes. Feeling that articulation, especially through the lumbar spine. Let the head hang, shoulders down the back. We're going to scoop belly button to spine, rounding back up, stacking that spine. One vertebra at a time, coming up to standing and roll those shoulders back. Good, one more time. In breath, belly button to spine. On the out breath, chin to chest. And again, taking your time, feeling the articulation through each vertebra joint. Arms hanging like a rag doll, head hanging all the way to the feet. This time we're either hooking the fingers under the toes or place the palms flat onto the floor. Head hanging, shoulders down the back. We're straightening through the left knee for 4, 3, 2, 1, and soften. Straighten through the right knee for 4, 3, 2, 1, and soften. Straighten through both knees, head hanging, draw the shoulders down the back. Nice deep breath in and out. We're going to soften through the knees, scoop the belly button to spine, rounding back up, stacking that spine. Excellent. So now we're going to do the working the thighs and the ankle joints. Bending the knees, we're going to lift the one heel. Now we're not bouncing, we're just keeping nice and low and bent through the knees. And as we lower the left, we're going to start to lift the right. Good. So arms out in front, the upper body doesn't move, it's just these legs. Good. And if you're not feeling it through the front of the thighs, come a little bit lower, bend those knees. Good. And we're holding this for 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, I hope you're burning a bit. Last one, good. Come up to standing, arms above your head. We're going to roll down, try and keep the knees straight, but if you feel it pulling on your back, soften those knees. So scooping the belly button to spine, straight through the legs. We're going to roll back down, let the head hang, arms hang, nice and straight through those legs. Good, and then we're going to soften through the knees, and we're going to come down to your mat in a kneeling, so upright kneeling position. Good. So from here, knees are about hip width apart. In breath, we're scooping the belly button to spine. On the out breath, we're going to take chin to chest, crown of the head down. As the hands come to the floor, we're going to slide them away, take the head down to the mat, and then I want you to drop the weight back towards your heels slightly. So you're sort of leaning back, feeling that opening stretch through your lower back, through the shoulders. Then sticking the hands to the mat, we're feeding the crown of the head over the wrists, take the shoulders over the wrists, all the way forward into the back extension. Draw those shoulders down the back and take the eyes to the ceiling. Good. So in breath, take the weight back, head down to the floor. Just feel that lovely stretch through your back. We'll scoop belly button to spine, lightening the hands off the floor as we round and stack that spine. Arms up to the ceiling. Good. Scooping the belly button to spine. We're just going to go back into one more back extension. So take the eyes to the ceiling, feeling that stretch through your back. Then scoop belly button to spine. We're rounding back down. Hands come to the floor. Feed those hands away. Taking the head down to the floor. And then just drop the weight back slightly towards your heels. Feeling that lovely stretch through the back. Then sticking the hands to the mat. Feed the crown of the head. And then the shoulders over the wrists. Into that back extension. Draw those shoulders down your back. Good. Take the weight back over your heels. Head down to the mat. And then we're going to just come back to sitting on the heels. Just rocking side to side. And loosen that back off. Brilliant. So from there, we're going to come back up onto all fours. Knees underneath hips. Wrists underneath the shoulders. We're going to slide that left leg back, tuck that left toe underneath you. Push back through the hands. We're taking the heel to the floor and we're feeling that stretch through the calf for 10, 9. If it feels too much on your wrists, come down onto your forearms. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slide that left knee in. Good. We're sliding the right leg back. Tuck that right toe underneath you. Drop that right hip down. And we're holding for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slide that right knee back in. Good. Into the hip drop. So we're taking both hips over to the right. Look over the left shoulder at your feet. Good. In breath to center, and then both hips over to the left, looking over the right shoulder at your feet. Good. Going to do one more time to each side. See if you can drop those hips a little bit lower now. Good. And center. Last time, both hips over to the left. Look over the right shoulder at your feet. In breath to center. We're going to take those knees as wide as possible, so all the way to the edges of the mat. Check that the heel is in line with the knee. And then we're going to drop the weight back again, creep the hands forward, and hopefully this time you should feel it through the hip joint. If not, take those knees a little bit wider. Good. If it feels a bit much through the hip joint, just come up onto your elbows or use your elbows to just support you a little bit there. Good, nice deep breath in and out. Good, and we're going to come up to sitting, bring the legs out in front of you. We're going to cross the legs if possible, otherwise have the legs straight out in front of you. Sorry, I meant to say we need either block or a cushion. And obviously with sitting, if you feel like you're scrunched down into your hips, then just pop yourself up onto a cushion. Good. Okay, so crown of the head up to the ceiling. We're going to have right hand down to the floor. We're going to slide that right hand away, keep the elbow soft, and bring that left arm over the top. Good. So from there, we're going to place that left hand behind the head, elbow to the ceiling. On the in-breath, we're going to open that chest up to the ceiling. On the out-breath, we're going to bring that elbow down towards the right knee. Don't force it. We should be feeling the rotation through the back. Should be a nice gentle stretch. In-breath, chest to the ceiling. Look up to the ceiling with the eyes. On the out-breath, bring that elbow down towards the opposite side, that right side. Good. In breath, take the chest to the ceiling, follow the elbow with the eyes. On the out breath, we're going to take the elbow down towards the opposite side of the knee, the right side. Then we're going to take the elbow to the ceiling and then lengthen that left arm over the top again. Try not to lift that left side up, keep it stuck down into the floor. Round back up and stack. Good. So left hand to the floor, we're sliding that left arm away. Keep the elbow soft as we reach the right arm over the top and then place the hand behind the head. Good. So in breath, take the chest to the ceiling. On the out breath, we're going to bring the elbow down to the outside of that left leg. Good. In breath, chest to the ceiling. Nice opening of the chest. On the out breath, rotate through the back, elbow towards that left side. Last time here now. In breath, open the chest to the ceiling. On the out breath, rotating round, elbow to that left side. We're going to take the elbow to the ceiling now. Reach that right arm back over the top. Good, and then rounding back up and coming up to sitting. Excellent. So opening that left leg out into the V. Place the right sole of the foot into that inner thigh. Now, if that's not comfortable with the right leg, then just have both legs out into the V. Place the hands onto that left thigh. We've got slight flexion going on through that left foot. We're going to slide the hands down towards the ankle and feet as we take the chest over the knee. The right hand wants to be coming to the outside of that left leg. So you're getting a bit of a diagonal stretch across. Good. And we're holding this stretch. It doesn't matter how low you go down. It's more the fact that you're just feeling that stretch through the hamstrings. You might be feeling it through the right side slightly. Deep breath in. As you breathe out, drop a little bit lower down. Increase that stretch. Last time, deep breath in. As you breathe out, going a little bit lower. And we're going to round back up and stack that spine. Now we're either going to place that right ankle onto the left thigh, or you can place, if that's not a good position for you, you can just place it onto a cushion or a block. Good. So that just helps to lift it. So we are now focusing on this hip joint. I'm going to place both hands on the left leg and again slide the hands down, but you won't get as low this time, and it's quite a strong stretch through this hip, so don't force it. And we're going to hold for a nice stretch breath in and out. Good, one more time. Deep breath in and out, rounding back up and stacking. So we're going to change legs, the right leg out into the V, the left sole of the foot into the inner thigh, or both legs out into the V, hands on the top of the right thigh, and we're dropping that chest over the knee as we reach those hands forward, bringing the left hand to the outside of that right leg. Good, take that chest over the knee. As I said, doesn't matter how low you go, as long as you're feeling that stretch through the hamstring, all the way up through that left side, maybe even in that left joint, hip joint. Good. Mom, you all right? Yeah, okay. And then we're rounding back up and stacking. Then either place the left foot on top of your right thigh or onto the block. Good, whichever is more comfortable for you. And then again, take it steady with this one. Don't force it, just hinging forward slightly. Take the chest over that ankle. Good, breathing through that stretch. Deep breath in. As we breathe out, just slightly increasing it. Good, we're rounding back up and stacking. We're taking both legs out to the V now, feeling that nice pull through that inner thigh. Feet are in flexion. Hands in the middle, and we're going to walk those hands forward. Now remember, we're looking through for length through the spine, through the crown of the head here. Just dropping the weight down. It doesn't matter how low you go. If you're finding it very hard to get any movement through the back, bend those knees slightly. So sometimes if you just take those hamstrings out a little bit, just helps to get some more movement through that back there. Good, and we're coming back up to sitting, stacking that spine, arms out to the side, palms facing forward. We're going into the saw, so we're turning to the left, backhand is down, hinging forward. The little finger of the right hand comes to the outside of the little toe, and we're sawing for 3, 2, 1, stacking and back to the center. Good. So we're turning to the right, backhand down, little finger to the outside of the toe, and we're sawing 3, 2, 1, stacking and center. Good. One more time, but this time as we turn to the left, we're going to look at that backhand, hinging forward, and we're sawing for 3, 2, 1, stack and center. Good. We're turning to the right. Look at your backhand. We're hinging forward for 3, 2, 1, stack and center. Brilliant. Relax the arms down. Give those shoulders a bit of a roll. We're going to grab our pillows or blocks, and we're going to come down to lying on our right side. Both arms are straight out in front of us. The knees are bent. So knees and feet are stacked. Make sure those hips stay stacked. So we don't want to be flopping open with those hips. And the shoulders are stacked on top of each other. So on the in-breath, we're going to take that top arm up towards the ceiling. We're going to push that top hip forward. As we open that arm out, we're going to follow the hand with the head. But remember, you don't want to let that hip drop back. Keep it stacked on top of each other. So we're opening the arm out, not forcing it. Follow the hand with the head, and then on the out breath, we're going to bring that arm back up to the ceiling and close that book back up again. Good. So on the in breath, arm to the ceiling, push that top hip forward. Don't let it flop open. We're following the hand with the head into that open book position. We're going to draw the chalk circles now. So keeping the hand towards the floor, we're going to bring the hand down, crossing over the legs, over your open hand, up above the head. Start to push that top hip forward. If you need to lift your hand, that's fine, but then take it back to the floor when you can, back into that open book position, and then we're drawing that arm back up to the ceiling and closing the book back up again. Good. One more time, on the in-breath, arm to the ceiling, push that top hip forward, follow the hand with the head. This time we draw the chalk circle, but we're coming up above the head first. Keeping the hand on or towards the floor, crossing over that open hand, down over the legs, pushing the hip forward into that open book, and then we're drawing that arm back up to the ceiling and closing that book back up. Brilliant. So sliding the block out away from underneath your head, and then we're going to place the head onto your arm. Hand on top of the hip, with the thumb just pressuring into that glute a little bit, so we make sure we're firing those glutes up. Keeping the feet stuck together on the out breath, we're going to squeeze that left glute and take that knee up towards the ceiling, but keeping those feet glued. And close back up again. Good. On the out breath, feet together, take the knee up towards the ceiling, and we're going to pulse it here for 10, 9, 8, 7. Keep squeezing those glutes. 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower back down. Good. On the out breath, we're going to take the knee and ankle up. So knee and ankle wants to be in a straight line. Feel those glutes firing and lower back down. Good. On the out breath, squeezing those glutes. Take that knee and ankle up, and we're pulsing again. So feeling the glutes for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower back down. Good. One more time. On the out breath, knee and ankle up towards the ceiling. Now hold it here. From here, we're going to drop that knee down in front of you. And then we're drawing the arc with that knee. So we're drawing up over the arc and then drop the toe down behind. Good. So drawing up over the arc, knee in front, up over the arc, and toe behind. Good. 2 more times. Up over the arc, knee in front, drawing up over the arc, and toe behind. Good. Last one now. Up over the arc, knee in front, and up over the arc, and drop that toe behind. Brilliant. Stacking the knees and ankles up. Give that top thigh a bit of a pat there just to loosen it up. We're going to lengthen that top leg away. Now, same thing, keeping those hips stacked. Try and get that waist lifted up away from the floor slightly. So we're pointing through the toe, take the leg up to the ceiling, flex, lengthen the top line, lift the waist away and lower back down. Good. Point to come up, flex, lengthen, and lower back down. Good. 4 more, pointing to come up. Flex, lift that waist as you lower. 3 more, pointing to come up. Flex, lengthen and lower. Good. 2 more, pointing to come up. Flex, lengthen and lower. Last one here, pointing to come up. Flex, lengthen and lower back down. Good. Bend that knee. Give that outer thigh a bit of a rub, or the hip joint a bit of a rub and a loosen off. Then bringing your block or cushion with you, we're going to come to lying on your left side. Good. So starting with the knees bent, arms straight out in front of you, head onto the cushion, feet, knees, hips, shoulders all stacked on top of each other. So on the in-breath, we're going to take that top arm up to the ceiling, that top hip forward, follow the hand with the head into that open book. Good. On the out-breath, we're going to draw that arm back up to the ceiling and close that book back up. Good. On the in-breath, arm to the ceiling, push that top hip forward, follow the hand with the head into the open book. We're going to draw the chalk circles this time, so we're coming down over your legs, crossing over the open hand. Remember, keeping the hand towards the floor as much as possible, around the head. Push that top hip forward into the open book. Follow the hand with the head as we draw the arm back up to the ceiling and close that book back up. Good. On the in-breath, arm to the ceiling. Push that top hip forward. Follow the hand with the head. We're drawing the chalk circle, so we're coming up above the head, crossing over the open hand, down over the legs, into that open book position. Follow the hand with the head, and we're drawing that arm back up to the ceiling and closing that book back up again. Good. So bringing that left arm underneath your head, so just moving the block out the way. Good. Hand on top of that hip. Keeping those feet glued together, pushing that hip forward. We're going to squeeze through the glute and take the knee up towards the ceiling and lower back down again. Good. Fire up that right glute as we take the knee up towards the ceiling. We're going to pulse it here for 10, 9, 8. Keep checking that this glute is squeezing and firing up for 3, 2, 1, and lower back down. Good. On the out breath, we're going to take the knee and ankle up towards the ceiling again, firing that glute up and lower back down. On the out breath, knee and ankle up. Keep the knee and ankle in a straight line, and we're pulsing now for 10, 9, 8, 7. So Nini, take that top leg up. Keep the knee and so you're lifting the ankle away from each other now. For 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower back down. Good. On the out breath, we're taking that knee and ankle up to hip height. Then we're going to drop the knee down in front of you. Good. We're going to draw that arc up over the arc and drop the toe down behind. Good. Up over the arc and knee in front. Good. Up over the arc and drop that toe behind. Good. 2 more times. Up over the arc and knee in front. Up over the arc and toe behind. Good. Last one here. Up over the arc and knee in front, up over the arc and drop that toe behind. Brilliant. We're going to stack the knees and ankles there. Give that hip a bit of a tap off. We're going to lengthen that top leg away now. Pointing through the toe, remembering to keep that waist lifted up away from the mat. So pointing through the toe, we're taking the leg up towards the ceiling, flex, lengthen through the waist, and lower back down. Good. So keep going with that one. So Nini, perfect. Just stay with that. That's fine. And we're obviously watching that hip. So pointing to come up, flex, lengthen the waist, and lower back down. Good. 3 more. Sorry, pointing to come up, flex, lengthen, and lower. 2 more, pointing to come up, flex, lift through the waist, and lower. Good. Last one here, pointing to come up, flex, lift that waist off the mat as you lower back down. Good. Stacking those knees and ankles. Give that outer thigh a bit of a tap there. Good job, everyone. And we're coming to lying on our fronts now. So lying on your front, the feet are hip width apart. Have a little play with that neutral spine, so flattening through the back and arching through the back. Really feeling how to lift that belly button up away from the mat. Makes you nice and flat through that lower back. We're going to bring the hands to the edges of the mat, just in front of the head there. And from there now, keeping the elbows on the floor, we're going to lengthen through the crown of the head, lifting up from the breastbone. The eyes are going towards the end of the mat. We're keeping the elbows down, so we're just half cobra here. Feel like you're lifting the front of these hips up away from the mat, so we're really focusing on keeping that spine in neutral. And lower back down. Good. Now, if you're happy to increase it, if not, just do that one again. We're going to straighten through the arms. So on the out breath, we're going to lift straighten through the arm. But this time, really making sure the front of those hips come up away from the mat. Draw the shoulders down the back and lower back down again. Good. This time, the hands are going to come up with you either side of the shoulders. So on the out breath, we're lifting the hands up away from the floor as we come up from the breastbone. Hands are either side of the shoulders, and we're squeezing those shoulder blades together at the back and lower back down. Good. On the out breath, we're lifting up. Bring those hands up either side of the shoulders. Squeeze those shoulder blades together along the back and lower back down. Good. Last one, but we're going to progress it. So we're coming up into the W. Arms, lift the waist up. We're sweeping the arms out to the side and then reaching them back to your heels. Back to W, lower back down. We're going to place the right hand underneath your forehead. We're going to bend the left knee and catch hold of the left ankle or foot, taking the heel to the glute. And then if possible, we're going to lift the knee up off the floor and lower. Good. Lift the knee up off the floor and lower. One more time. If you're really tight through your quads, this is quite painful, so don't force it. We're going to let go of that left ankle, swap hands. So we're taking the left hand under the forehead, bend the right knee, and we're catching hold of that right ankle. Good. Heel to the glutes. So when you're ready, and as I say, don't force this, I'm going to lift the right knee up away from the mat and lower. Lift the right knee up and lower. Good, one more time. Lift the right knee up away from the mat and lower. Good, keep hold of the right ankle. We're going to catch hold of the left ankle again now. So we've got both ankles. When you're ready, we're going to push those ankles into your hand, lift the knees, come up into that back extension and lower. Keep hold of the feet. On the out breath, we're coming up into that back extension. Draw those shoulder blades together along your back and lower. Good, last time now. Push up into that back extension and lower. Let the feet go. Tuck the toes underneath you, and we're going to push back, coming up into that child pose position. Sitting back on your heels, head down, rocking from side to side. Loosen that back off. Good job. Everyone okay? Good. All right. Okay, so when you're ready, we're going to come back onto all fours. Now, if you have issues with wrists, you know, grab a chair or use your sofa or something to just come onto with the forearms, if that helps you with this. Or actually, that's a good point, because just seeing Nini's ball there, the balls are quite helpful as well. So, I mean, maybe if you do struggle with wrists, maybe grab your ball next time. Okay, so from there, we're going to slide the right hand forward, left leg back. Before we lift, just check that we're not hitching that hip, that the shoulders are level, and then we're going to reach that forward and back, looking for length here. Now, make sure you're not dipping through that back. You want to be drawing the belly button to spine. We're lowering the leg and arm, but keep it long, staying out, and then reach it forward and back again. Good. And lower, keeping it long, and we're reaching forward and back. Now we're going to bend that left knee so the ankle comes heel to the glute, and we're going to reach the right hand back towards the ankle. But remember with this, we don't want to be twisting through the body. So if your hips are dropping, your shoulders are, then just bend the knee. Don't do the reach back. Bend the knee, hand to the ankle and forward. And it doesn't have to touch either. You can just go towards it. Bend the knee, bring the hand back towards the ankle, and reaching forward and back, palm down, leg is long, and we're pulsing for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the knee, bring it back to the center with the arm. Sit back on your heels, head down. Just rub those wrists a little bit. If you're feeling it through the wrist there. Good job, everyone. So when you're ready, we're coming back up onto all fours again. So we're going left hand, right leg. Good. Reaching forward and back. Pull that belly button up to the spine. Keep the arm and leg long. We're lowering it to the floor and reaching it back up again. Good. And lower. And reaching it back up again. We're bending the right knee. We're taking the left hand towards the ankle and then lengthen the leg and arm away. Good. Bend the knee. Take the hands towards the ankle and lengthen away. Good. Last one. Remember, try not to let the shoulders or hip change position. Lengthen away, palm down, and we're pulsing for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower back down, slide it back in, drop back to your heels, head down to the mat. We're actually going to open those knees nice and wide. Good, head down to the floor. We're going to walk the hands round to the right, reaching that left arm away from you. Good, and then back to the center, and then we're going to walk round to the left. Keep the weight down onto the right heel, reaching that right arm away from you. Good. Coming back to the center again, just one more breath, reaching those arms away. Such a lovely stretch through that lower back. And then walk the hands back, rounding back up and stacking that spine. We're going to come to sitting all the way to the front of the mat. In fact, we'll have the legs long, sorry. Have the legs nice and long. Squeezing together, crown of the head to the ceiling. We're just going to hinge forward, grab hold of the feet or ankles, draw the shoulders down the back, and again, just a lovely stretch for the hamstrings, that lower back. Good, rounding and stacking, rounding up and stacking the spine, arms out in front of you. And we're going to C-curve that lumbar spine, and we're rolling down to the mat. Keep those shoulders relaxed and down your back. Draw that belly button as you come lumbar spine, thoracic. Take the head down, reach the arms over the top, back of the hands onto the floor. The feet are in flexion. I want you to just have a little think or notice where that lumbar spine is on the mat there. And then we're going to reach that left arm to touch the wall behind you. At the same time, you're lengthening that left leg away. And relax. And then we're going to reach that right arm to touch the wall behind you. At the same time, you're lengthening that right leg out of its hip joint. And relax. One more time to each side. Left arm, left leg. And relax. Right arm, right leg. And relax. And see if that lower back now has just relaxed a little bit more down into that mat. We're going to bend those knees now. Bring the arms down either side of you. So they're just relaxed down by your side. Knees and feet are hip width apart, heel about 1.5 hand length away from your glute. And we're going to come up into the shoulder bridge position. So deep breath in, engage the belly button to spine. On the out breath, we're going to curl that pelvis up, pushing forward through the fronts of the thighs, squeezing through the glutes as we come up into the shoulder bridge position. Hips lifted, rib cage down. Check there's no tension through the neck and shoulders. And on the out breath, we're going to come back down. One vertebra at a time, keeping that pelvis curled up till that lumbar spine comes into the mat, and relax it back down again. Good. Deep breath in. As we breathe out, we're curling that pelvis up, peeling the vertebra one at a time. As we come up into that shoulder bridge position, again, lifting those hips as high as possible and then drop that rib cage down. So keeping the pelvis level, hips level, in fact, we'll place our hands onto our hips, so make sure they're staying level. We're going to float the left leg up into tabletop position. Good, and lower that left foot, and we're going to take that right foot now, checking that we don't drop that right hip down, and we're taking it up into tabletop position. Lower it back down to the floor, and on the out breath, we're going to come back down one vertebra at a time, keeping that pelvis curled up until the end. Good. Deep breath in. As you breathe out, we're curling that pelvis, peeling the vertebra one at a time, coming up into the shoulder bridge position. Hips are lifted, rib cage down. We're going to work with the glute squeezes here. So we're going to drop those hips 6 centimeters, squeeze and lift back up again. Good. For 9, and lift. So we're really firing these glutes up. Squeeze and lifting them up for 6 and 5, 4 and 3, 2 more. Last one, squeeze and lift. We're coming back down 1 vertebra at a time. Keep the pelvis curled up to the end. Hug those knees into your chest. Rock from side to side and just loosening that back. Good. And then we're going to take those knees shoulder width apart, so nice and wide through the knees. And again, rocking side to side, really opening up that pelvis and lower back there. Good. So bringing those knees together, we're going to hold those legs up into tabletop position, locking that lumbar spine down into the mat. We're floating the right and left arm up towards the ceiling. Let's heel tap. So feet are in flexion. We're going to take the left heel on the out breath down towards the mat. Left arm comes down, right arm up and center, and we're changing arms and legs. So remember the focus here, lumbar spine stays locked into that mat. Good. If you want to work harder, remember the longer the lever, the harder you're working, but the back must stay down. Good. And we're going for 6 more to each side. So for 6 and 6. Good. For 5, lock that back down. You should be really feeling it through the core. For 4 and 4. Good. For 3 and 3. 2 more to each side and 2. Lock the back down for the last ones and 1. Excellent. Hug those knees in again. While you're doing that, if everyone can just have a look at me. So we're going to have both legs up into tabletop. We're going to have the hands underneath the head and we're going to come up from the breastbone. But remember, we want to be cradling the head, not pulling it. So keep those elbows nice and wide. We're going to lengthen the left leg. As we lengthen it, we're going to take the right rib to the left hip. So it's the crisscross, center, and then left rib to right head. We're not swinging from side to side. It's nice and slow and controlled. If you suffer with neck issues, leave the head down, have the hands behind the head, and just roll onto the elbow of the side you're going on to. Okay? So when you're ready, we're going to float right and left leg up into tabletop, lock the back down, have the hands behind the head, come up from the breastbone, looking through your knees. Cradle the head, don't pull it. We're going to lengthen the left leg away and take the right rib to the left hip and center. Good. And change. So we're going left rib to right hip and center. Good. So we're going to do 5 to each side. So 4 more and center. Left rib to right hip and center. Good. 3 more to each side and change and center. Left rib to right hip and center. 2 more if you can and center. Left rib to right hip and center. Last ones. Should be feeling that core burning. And we're going to hug those knees into your chest. Excellent work. Good. Rocking from side to side. Good. And we're going to take the right foot to the floor, but keep the left knee into your chest. And then we're going to take that left leg up to the ceiling, catching hold of that calf, if you can. And we're going to start with those ankle circles. So nice and slowly taking that ankle joint through its full range of movement there. 5 circles in the one direction, and then we're changing direction for 5 circles in the other. And then we're going to start to point and flex, reaching the heel up to the ceiling. Point and flex. Good. One more time. Point and flex. We're going to bend that left knee, lengthen the right leg away from you, flexion through the right foot. We're going to hug that left knee into your chest and soften. So we still got a hold of this left knee. Good. Hug that left knee into your chest and soften. Good. We're going to bring that left knee out to the side. The right hand can come up to the side just to stabilize us. So we've got hold of that left knee and we've brought it out to the side. Good. And then we're going to bring that left knee up towards the left armpit and relax. Bring the knee out towards that left armpit and relax. Good. One more time, bringing that left knee out towards the armpit and relax. We're going to center that left knee back up again. Give it a hug. And then we're changing legs. So we're taking the left foot to the floor. Bring that right knee up and then straighten that right leg up to the ceiling, catching hold of your calf or hamstring. And we're going to start with those ankle circles, nice and slow. Good, we're going to go 5 in the one direction. And then changing direction and 5 in the other direction. Good. Good for 2. And last one. And then we're pointing and flexing, reaching the heel to the ceiling. Point and flex. Good. Last one. Point and flex. Hug that right knee back into your chest. Lengthen that left leg away. Flexion through the foot. And we're hugging that right knee in and then relax. Good. So we're just really bringing that knee up to your chest and then relax. One more time. Draw that right knee up to your chest and relax. We're going to open the left arm out to the side. Keep the right hand around the knee and then we're going to drop that right knee out to the side. But don't come up onto your right side. Keep that left hip down. And then we're going to draw that right knee open and up underneath the armpit and relax. Good, draw that knee up. And so we're keeping the knee wide. The knee is staying as wide as possible. And then you're just bringing it up towards that right side and relaxing. Good. Last time, draw that right knee up towards the armpit and relax. The center back up again. We'll take both feet back down to the mat. Knees and feet are together. We're going to very gently roll onto our sides and then come all the way over. So we're coming onto all fours. So all the way over. So we come up onto all fours. Tuck those toes underneath you. We're pushing up into the down dog, feet hip width apart, heels to the floor. Draw those shoulders down the back. Good. If your heels aren't reaching the floor, I want you to take one to the floor and soften the other and then change. Good. And then we're going to soften through the knees. Walk the hands back towards your feet. On the out breath, we're going to round back up. Stack that spine. Come up to standing. Good job, everyone. Well done.